Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Sly here with Flo, and we're going to talk about which team gives the 49ers the biggest threat in the NFC. Now, Flo, there's a few teams out there that are pretty solid out there. We got the number 1 seed Eagles, you got the number 2 seed Vikings. Where do you rank it, man? Who do you think gives the 49ers the biggest competition, man?
Yeah, obviously the seeding's still not done. There's still a lot of football to be played in the regular season. However, the team I think we're going to run into that gives us the biggest challenge is going to be a team we actually beat last year in the playoffs, and that's going to be the Dallas Cowboys. I think they're a lot better this year. Their defense is way more improved. The only thing, maybe Dak isn't firing at 100% because obviously he got hurt early in the year. He's still fighting his way back, and maybe that chemistry issue might affect him. But I think for me, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Looking at everything they have on paper, they look solid to me. What do you think, man?
Honestly, I am 100% agree with you. I know D was kind of discounting the Cowboys, but me personally, I think they're going to give us the biggest competition. I'm more afraid of them than the Eagles, honestly, just because the Eagles have been really inconsistent. And I think the Cowboys right now, we thought they were going to be dead, just because when Dak got hurt and everything situation, I'm talking about trading him to Jimmy G when Jimmy G was still our backup. And all of a sudden, man, they're clicking on all cylinders. And you're right, they are better defensively. Micah Parsons better than he was last year. He's tearing it up. And he's a guy who I freaking wanted into the draft too, him or Slater. So that sucks. But I think it's us and them, and I really feel what's going to happen. And I already told in another video that I feel Eagles are still going to get that number 1 seed. Probably by the Niners, or Minnesota's gonna get that number 2, and then the Cowboys are gonna have to go on the road. So I think in the NFC Championship game, I really feel it's gonna be the Niners against the Cowboys at Levi Stadium. Imagine that, man! Imagine that
throwback,
dude. Throwback to the '90s. I feel that there's a really good possibility that happens because in that second round we'll probably play. I don't know who, probably the Vikings, and then the Eagles will have to play the Cowboys. And I feel the Cowboys right now, they're just a solid team, and their run game's going. Pollard scares me. He's a solid ass player, man. We saw what he did against the Vikings. He tore them to pieces, and I hate the Cowboys, man. That's probably for Niner fans. That's our rival right there. No matter what, especially if you grew up in the '90s, man. Those are the guys that you hate. And last year was so awesome, beating them. Al was so jacked up. And if this game's gonna be an NFC Championship game, man, it would elevate what happened last year, man. So I think it's the Cowboys. That defense is rolling, and their run game's pretty solid. Zeke's coming back. But I think our guys are up to the task, man. I really do. I feel that Bosa is a beast, and right now they don't have a left tackle. Their left tackle is doing pretty solid, but he's not who they had. Who's that guy that got hurt? Gosh, I can't remember his name.
For the Cowboys?
For the Cowboys, who hurt himself. He's like a Pro Bowler. He's been there forever. But Bosa, he's got to step it up. And the other key guy, Omenahu. If Omenahu and Ebukam get pressure on Dak, man, I think we have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. But I agree with you, man. It's the Cowboys all the way. No question about it. Maybe Eagles? Nah, I don't think so.
Nah.
I don't think so, huh?
The only team I'd say maybe, but they just haven't looked good all year. It's probably going to be Tampa, just because you can never discount Tom Brady.
Exactly,
Tom Brady could always give you a chance, but I think as far as the most complete team out there, I think it's the Dallas Cowboys. And like you said, it's going to come down to our defensive line putting pressure, and then our linebacking core trying to contain Pollard, because I think he's actually a better back than Zeke.
Yeah, I think so
at this
too.
time of the career,
Absolutely, no
Zeke, he has the name, but I think that Pollard guy, he's just explosive, game changer. Kind of reminds me of like Mostert the year we went to the chip.
Oh yeah,
he's kind of playing similar to that. But then again, we have our 2 backs who are beasts too, and McCaffrey and Mitchell. So it's going to be good on paper. Both teams stack up really good, and I hate the Dallas Cowboys. Like you said, Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers, those are on the forefront for me as far as my hate list.
Exactly, those are the top 2 for sure, no question about it. And CeeDee Lamb, he's having a badass season too. So I know our cornerbacks are up to the challenge, man. Lenore last week, I believe he gave up 1 catch against Arizona for like 6 yards. So he's been amazing. And what I saw Samuel Womack, we saw Samuel Womack against Atlanta, where he gave up that touchdown to Pitts, and we're like, man, maybe he's not ready. But these last few weeks, man, he's been shining, not only on special teams, but this week when he came in when Ward got hurt. I remember Ward went out with him, but he came back in. But when he was out, Samuel Womack looked amazing, man. He looked fast. He looked like he could be that nickel out there. And he was amazing in preseason, OTAs, minicamp. So he's showing it again, too. So our secondary is getting better and better. Even though we lost our boys, Mosley and Verrett, it looks like we're not missing a beat. So I think it's us and the Cowboys. I think it's going to happen, man. I really do think it's going to be us 2 in the NFC Championship game, man.
Yeah, I agree. So that's the only thing I'm worried about, because I think both both our defensive, offensive lines. Everything matches up. The only thing, I think they might have us in the special teams category. So I
Probably,
hope that
yeah.
doesn't come back and bite us.
But our special teams, after that Chiefs game, because that Chiefs game, we were disastrous, but we were just getting destroyed. They were getting the ball at the 50-yard line. But it looks like we've cleaned up some things, against the Chargers. That play to win the game pretty much when Samuel Womack, they pinned him inside the 1-yard line. So we're not as bad as we were last year. Last year it was just it was a shit show, man, how bad our special teams were. But we're a little bit better this year, so we'll see what happens. You were talking earlier about Tom Brady. The thing, when he won the Super Bowl with the Bucs, they were at the 5th seed, so they came out of nowhere. So you have to always be careful with Tom Brady. But our defense, I think, they're hungry, man. Our defensive line, they're hungry. And I think they would be able to get to Brady. So, and their offensive line sucks too. So they're not the same team. So anything else, man?
Nah. Well, you guys let us in the comments who you guys think poses the biggest threat to the 49ers. Have a happy Thanksgiving, all of you guys. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.